All right. All right. So the previous episode we've been talking about, and we talked about did we preview Nuggets and the Lakers and Nuggets, Warriors and Rockets. And we also talked about Lamar Jackson. Either he will extend or will he walk? Will Kyler Murray transition back to baseball? And then we talked Stephon Diggs being released from New England and all that stuff. And the Hornets were rolling along. So let's see what's coming up on JDB's coming morning cap. And we're saying happy Friday. Today is March 6, 2026. Welcome to JDB's Morning Cap. And this is the first Friday of the month of March. And don't forget, daylight saving time begins in 2 days. We're moving the clock forward to 1 hour. We will lose an hour of sleep, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. So we'll see how that pans out here today. So I'm really excited that today is March 6th, 2026. So we are so looking forward to that here. Speaking of, we are looking forward to that. Let's start off with breaking news in the NBA. Jayson Tatum is officially making his season debut. Jayson Tatum has not played an NBA game since May 12th, 2025, when he torn his ACL in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the New York Knicks. Eventually, the Knicks will win that series 4-2 in 6 games. So now with Jayson Tatum returning tonight against the Dallas Mavericks at home, so I got to ask this question. How many minutes expecting Jayson Tatum here tonight? I know he just came back from Achilles here. So to me, I'm going to say we're going to put Jayson Tatum to 20 to 25 minutes, 20, right up to 20 to 23 minute range. Jayson Tatum will probably play roughly 20 to 23 minutes. So we're not going to see him a lot of action of Jayson Tatum. So he's not going to play a lot of minutes when he returns to the court. So we got to Missoula has to make sure that he has to be healthy for the possible postseason. The Celtics are already on the verge of making the postseason and making the top 3 in the East. They already overachieved it. So this Celtics team has clearly overachieved. So they mission accomplished. They had to do it without Tatum to start the regular season. And it has been quite an accomplishment for Missoula. This team has played so well for them this year. I mean, there's nothing else you can really take that than you really always expected. But it seems to me that anyone can get through it. It truly believes that this team would have handed out, and now their expectations right now for Jayson Tatum is hopefully this team could win the championship in a resurging way. I mean, there's multiple ways you can really handle your answer every call that you have. And Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Jaylen Brown is a true leader for this team. I know he's playing out of his mind, but they need him. So if Jayson Tatum comes back later this season, that would be significant. Coming into the season, Celtics was supposed to win up to 40 games. But right now, the Celtics have won 41. They're 41-21. The Celtics will have another chance to get another winning record with a win tonight. The Mavericks are 21-41 this year. The Mavericks are playing the second night of the back-to-back. Cooper made his return yesterday, by the way, against the Orlando Magic, and they end up losing by 1 point, 115 to 114. On Wendell Carter Jr.'s game-winning layup in the final seconds. So the Mavericks have struggled in clutch games this year. It's been tough. The Celtics are 41-21. Now it's Jayson Tatum time. And it's going to be a sellout crowd in Boston today. Tip-off expected to begin at 7 o'clock Eastern. That game will be seen on ESPN, NBC Sports Boston. So we will see Jayson Tatum for the first time in almost 10 months. It's been 9 3/4 months since Jayson Tatum has played basketball. May 12th, that's the last time he played last year. So this is a huge step for him, and hopefully the Celtics can keep this one here and this one here. So here's another question I'm asking about Jayson Tatum. How Jayson Tatum made his return. Today. So here's how Jayson Tatum made his return. He made a lot of healthier progress month by month. He started to exercise, he started to eat right, he started to walk right, he started to run right, and then he started to do some pull-ups, push-ups, and all that kind of stuff. And then before he does his basketball activities, like I said, in late January, he said, I'm confident that Jayson Tatum is going to play basketball later this year. And I knew he's got faith. But now, there he is. So he just needs to stay healthy. He may not play a lot of minutes when he comes back. He might average around 20-something minutes a game in every game. Or he can increase his minutes before the season is over. So, and then he has to play the final game of the regular season for just a little bit, and then he has to sit out for the rest of the game. It could be that. So, I mean, you definitely got to keep your eye on it. So it's a span of difference. So, let's just say this. How many points a game Jayson Tatum is going to have? I know he's missed a lot of games. He's likely going to average around 17 points a game. He may not shoot a good percentage, but luckily he doesn't qualify. So hopefully he'll just try to warm himself up and try to get carried himself to the playoffs. If Celtics could get some wins down the stretch, if they can win about 55 games, they can be roughly 55-27. it should be enough for the number 2 seed. And that's okay. Because if you end the season like 55-something wins, it's understandable. You're going to learn from it in the postseason. They won a championship a couple years ago. They had the best record in the NBA. The expectations were high and they exceeded it. They overachieved it. They knew this team has been great right from the beginning. This year, the Celtics team has clearly turned the corner. And they knew they're searching around consistency. Celtics have not played a clutch game since the break. Celtics have not played. Okay, so it would have been. Celtics have not played a clutch game since February 6th. That marks 1 month. That marks 1 month. That's the last time the Celtics have played a clutch game was February 6th. The last time the Celtics have played a clutch game. The Celtics have not played a lot of clutch games this year. So most games have been blowout wins or losses, but mostly blowout wins. But when they hit clutch, they don't have much success in clutch games. So those situations, the Mavericks have played a lot of clutch games because they will compete. This Mavericks team will compete. And that's not a surprise. But this is a difference makers does. And I think Jayson Tatum would love to see how it always panning out this season. And that was that. So you know what the difference is all about, because it doesn't really work how this is gonna shape up. So you want someone to take care of themselves, and you will have saw that. So it's got to be something else. You don't want to see it right now. So hopefully Jayson Tatum comes back clean and hopefully gets to that. So look at the Celtics. They played the Mavericks today, and they're head to Cleveland on Sunday. That head to Cleveland on Sunday. After Cleveland, they got to go to San Antonio to play the Spurs on March 10th. So this is it. This is a critical schedule for the Celtics. It's there again, a bunch of touch-ups. Celtics are 4.5 back of the number 1 seed. If the Celtics win today, they'll be 4 back of the number 1 seed of the Eastern Conference. They still have a chance to take the number 1 seed. They still can do it. Well, I'm saying that the Celtics had something to say about that, but it's about standing up what you believe in. But the Celtics have every way to come with it, but maybe it's expecting it. There's something else you really want to expect is to win these titles and come together. You do have to come together if you're the Boston Celtics. And now here they are. So that will be that. All right, what's coming up on JDB's morning cap? We're gonna have we'll talk DJ Moore next. Then LeBron James makes field goal history, and then we'll update. We do have breaking news in Las Vegas, and then the Rockets plays the Warriors in Houston, and then we'll be right back. All right, welcome back on JDB's Morning Cap. Yesterday we have breaking news that I mentioned that the Bills have acquired DJ Moore, or in exchanging for So the Bills have acquired DJ Moore, or exchanging the 5th round pick selection. So the 5th round pick goes to the Chicago Bears. So with that being said, yeah, he's guaranteeing $15.5 million. There's of Moore's $23.5 million based on a salary in 2028. So he's also guaranteed for 2026 and 2027 as well. So hopefully gets a triple pay on this one. So I think DJ has done so many good things. Now DJ Moore has played the Panthers, the Bears, and now he's a Buffalo Bill. So, like I said, Bills need a number 1 receiver, and they got their wish. So if that's the case, then he's got himself a good opportunity to work with Josh Allen. And that's what this is all about. They need Josh Allen to give more action for DJ Moore. Now you got Joe Brady as head coach. So do you think Buffalo Bills has a chance to win a Super Bowl? Do you think Buffalo Bills has a chance to win the Super Bowl? Yes. I think they could do it. With this talented roster, with this talented offensive roster, last year the wide receiver production has not been good. They just don't have consistent type production. Now this year they expect to perform they expect to perform better. If that's going to be the case, but now they gotta find a way the way it turns out. It's a little different situation that you gotta have, but it doesn't matter what the Bears have been saying with that. But you're thinking about your team is stepping into your own grounds. But they don't know about that. That's a deciding factor for the Bills. And you think the Bills have everything else to go with it, and now they need one more move to make. It's the defensive pass rush. The Bills need to make one more big move. They need to make as many moves as possible. Matter of fact, DJ Moore is the biggest move right now for the Buffalo Bills. So we've seen some prime This is a prime opportunity to get the number one receiver, and they got them. They got one there, DJ Moore. That's going to be the key by going forward. The Buffalo Bills, they got to make no excuses. Get to the Super Bowl, get past Kansas City, get past Baltimore, and get past someone else, and Denver. Because they lost a heartbreaker a couple months ago. So now it's gonna be, now it's time to think and get rid of your growing pains. Now the Bears wide receiver position is going to be younger because Burton has played his role consistently. Ndonze is going to get more reps. So that actually makes sense for Chicago Bears. The Bears expect to be much better next year, if that's going to be the case. But the Buffalo Bills, DJ Moore will face the Bears next year, by the way. He'll face his former team. This game will be in Buffalo, not in Chicago. The game will be in Buffalo. The Bills will play the Bears in their new Highmark Stadium in 2026, as the NFL schedule release is around 2 months away. So we're getting close. So the NFL schedule released for 2026-27 season will start in 2 months. So when the Bills play the Bears, which week slot they're gonna play. So we don't know. We don't know yet. We just technically don't know yet. Somewhere in the middle of the season, at the very least, could be middle of the regular season, possibly. From week 7 to week 9 range. So, if that's the case, mid-season's like roughly from week 7 through 9. So, which means you're like halfway through the season. So, how the Bills can win the Super Bowl with this talented roster, although it's not completed yet. Well, if, let's say, Josh Allen, we need to win big moments. We have to win big moments in the playoffs. And so far, we haven't won big moments. Like, they haven't won the big moment just yet. They haven't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. They haven't had big playoff wins that Josh Allen was looking for. So, if they would have beat some teams that has the best record in the conference or the entire league, then it would have been different. It's a little exempt because it really works it out. Excuse me. So DJ Moore is the right fit for this team? Yes, he is. So what's his contract look like? But he signed a 4-year extension with the Bears a couple of years ago, which means he will not be a free agent until 2029. So the contract for DJ Moore is still the Bears deal. The deal is still the Bears. That's the Bears contract, not the Bills. It's the Bears contract. So if you keep Moore for 3 more years, the contract year began for Moore was 2025 season, because had he not signed a contract, he would have been a free agent at last off season. But he signed an extension instead for 4 years. So if you take this year to avoid free agency, and then you start your new contract. So 2026, 2027 season, this will be his second of his 4-year deal. 2007, 2028 will be his third. 28 to 2029, that will be his fourth. He will not be a free agent until after 2028-29 season. So that's the contract for DJ Moore is going to bring. So he's got 3 years left of his Bears contract, even though he's acquired to the Buffalo Bills. I mean, the cap space win goes to the Chicago Bears. That is a huge win because the depth of young receivers has gone younger. So the core is, and Ben Johnson wants to have a younger roster because of this, to learn how to play a brand of football. But DJ Moore, deserves to be traded because it feels like he is trying to get to the Super Bowl. He's trying to win the Super Bowl with the Buffalo Bills. And they finally got the permanent solution filed. They finally got it. So I'm glad they got a permanent solution filed up. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing they need to get a number 1 receiver. That was the biggest priority this offseason. The priorities are not finished yet for the Buffalo Bills. They need to get a pass rush They need to get someone who could step it up on defense. So the pass rush has not been there last year. So the Buffalo Bills, I mean, they're missing some guys over the last couple of years or so. So that would be that. So this is a golden opportunity to wake it out. So it's really tough to go through it in this one. So it's not gonna matter if the Buffalo Bills are gonna trust each other's out. So it's gonna be that. So they'll have to find out what's going on. So we'll see how it pans out, and then they'll have to change it out and see what's going on with it. So it would have been good. So and now we that. All right. So coming up, LeBron James makes field goal history against the Nuggets, but was it enough in Denver? We'll find out. Also coming up, we do have breaking news from Las Vegas, so we'll have to find out who that is. And also coming up, Rockets battle the Warriors in a first-round rematch from last year in H-Town. So it was a wild one in Houston. We'll find out who was victorious last night. We'll step away in about 3 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back here. Last night, LeBron James made history last night. He has made over 15,838 made regular season field goals. He outrights Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 15,000. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 15,837 career regular season field goals. So let's talk LeBron James making field goal history first, and then we'll talk about the Lakers and Nuggets game last night. So LeBron James made history last night. I mean, it was a cool moment. It was a cool moment yesterday. 23 seasons in the making, and LeBron James has played a bunch of basketball games. He's won 4 championships, and now he's made over 15,000 field goals. 16,000 field goals is a long shot for LeBron. So the regular season baskets is going to be a huge difference. Excuse me. So it's something you really have to deal with. But LeBron James has been the greatest player, one of the greatest players in the game to make all these field goals. We talk about best field goal players, the best field goal shooters in the game. Stephen Curry, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant. There's so many iconic players who made a lot of field goals in the NBA. So it's a lot of good things about about the Lakers and LeBron James. LeBron James has done everything they're supposed to ask. So that's why he's the greatest player of all time. Making field goals is the key aspect to the game. Being efficient and being precise. That's the key for LeBron James. That's what the career identity for LeBron James. What is LeBron's career identity look like? LeBron's career identity, he wants a championship level player. He is a championship level player. That's what his career identity was. He wants a championship. He is a championship player. It's because of that, not only he's won 4 titles, he's won 4 NBA Finals MVPs. He's a 4-time league MVP. He's a multi-All-Star MVP. He has every accolades. So he's been 10+ time first team All NBA. I mean, he's done all. He's done it all. He's done it all. He is absolutely a future Hall of Famer, without a shadow of a doubt. You know how great is LeBron James? He's played 3 total teams. He's played the Cavaliers 2 stints, 1 championship 2015-16 season. Miami Heat, he's won 2 titles with Miami, including back-to-back. And then now Lakers, he's won 1 in 2019-20 season. So he's won 4 total NBA championships of his career. That's same as Stephen Curry. He's won 4 titles. But LeBron has won 3 more NBA Finals MVPs than Stephen Curry. He's won 4. He's won all 4 of those. Stephen Curry has won 1 of those 4. That was 2021-22 NBA Finals. And that'll be that. It's a different situation that when LeBron has. I think LeBron continues to grow every day. And you can make your own difference. And how does it matter? So it wouldn't matter themselves if that's going to be the case. They can lean forward to it. They can lean it. They can lean it to someone else. If that's going to be the case right now. So congratulations, LeBron James makes the most field goals made in the regular season in NBA history. All right, let's stay with this. Lakers play the Nuggets, but was it enough for the Lakers' victory? The answer was no. The Lakers, although Lakers were down as many as 15 points, Lakers didn't. But ironically, we only have 1 tie and 1 lead change. The lead change is favored to the Nuggets. Lakers have never led this game at all. It was a wire-to-wire, despite we have 1 tie and 1 lead change. And that was in the 4th quarter. Right? Actually, no. Reeves did not tie the game. Austin Reeves did not tie this game. He missed the second free that would have tied it. There were no ties nor lead changes. I was incorrect. Nuggets finished on an 8-2 run to end up winning 120-113, belonging to the Nuggets. Nuggets improved to 39-24 on the season. Lakers dipped to 37-25. Coming into this game, two teams were half game separated between 5th and 6th. If the Lakers had won, they would have been the number 5 seed, and the Nuggets would drop to number 6. So, but with the Nuggets win, they stayed a game and a half ahead of the Lakers in the 6th spot. So how these two teams did yesterday. Let's start with the Lakers. They shot 52% from the field, 42% from long range, but 67% from the line for the Lakers, which is 10 for 15. They haven't been on the line a lot. Lakers went 32 rebounds. They had 30 assists. The Lakers had 12 steals. They're not a defensive turnover creator team. So they only commit 10 turnovers, 26 points off turnovers, 22 fast break points, 54 points in the paint. Hold on. Yeah. As for the Nuggets, they did shoot well. They shot 52% from the field. It's 39 for 75. Nuggets shot 45% from long distance, which is 14 for 31. 90% at the line, 28 for 31. 41 rebounds overall. 27 assists. But the Nuggets surrendered 18 turnovers. And for Nikola Jokic, last night, he had an up and down game. He did have a triple-double, 28 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists. But he also committed 9 turnovers. He committed half of his turnovers. He committed 9 turnovers last night. That's unacceptable. That is absolutely unacceptable for Nikola Jokic. He did not have his efficient performance last night. But how the Nuggets found a way to win. They made clutch shots down the stretch. They got big stops after big stops after big stops. That's how the Nuggets won last night. They made some huge shots and they generate some defensive stops. Despite they had a 15-point lead, they almost blew it, but they end up an 8-2 run by the Nuggets to end the game. Since the Austin Reeves' missed free throw, since the missed free throw of Austin Reeves, the Nuggets go on an 8-2 run since that time. As for the Lakers, Luka Doncic had 27 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. LeBron James had 16 points, 8 assists. He made 3 steals, and he made history of field goal block. Luka Doncic picked up his 15th technical foul last night, one more for a potential automatic 1-game suspension, unless Luka gets rescinded. So unless they reduce to 14 technical fouls. So they'll take a look at it if that's the case. So the Lakers come up short last night. How the Lakers came up short last night. Austin Reeves missed a crucial free throw that would have tied it. And then let's go back to that. So we gotta go back to that. So let's go back. Austin Reeves missed the free throw after he made the first. He missed a free throw with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That would have tied it. That led to Jokic hook shot made. And then since then, Lakers just could not find their groove in the final 2 minutes, unfortunately. So that was a tough situation to get through that. So Lakers fall to 37-25. The Lakers are playing the Pacers tonight at home. They're trying to get back to the win column. Nuggets also play tonight, second night of the back-to-back. They will host the Knicks. So we'll see how that pans out here tonight in this one here. So the season series between the Lakers and Nuggets is deadlocked at 1. Lakers will not see the Nuggets until March 14th, which is next week. The game will be in Los Angeles. So the winner will determine who takes the season series and probably earn the spot for top 5. We'll find out who's going to make a progress in this one here. Coming up next, we have breaking news from Las Vegas. We'll find out who that is. And then the Rockets battle the Warriors in H-Town. Who won the contest last night in Houston? And we'll wrap this up. What's coming up our next episode, all that stuff. We'll be back in 3 minutes. All right, we have breaking news in the NFL. The Raiders decides to release Geno Smith after 1 season with the Raiders. So there's no more Geno Smith, so they're going to rely on the draft. The Raiders has the number 1 overall pick of the NFL draft. The Raiders are projecting Fernando Mendoza. So now, so I'm going to ask this question. Did the Raiders did the right thing to waive Geno Smith? The answer is yes. If you're looking for Geno Smith last year, he was absolutely awful last year. He finished 3,025 passing yards, 19 touchdowns. That's close to 20. 84.7 is the rating. He led the NFL with 17 interceptions. 17 interceptions last year. And Geno Smith for the Raiders, It's been a disappointing for Geno Smith. You talk about all of this. You talk about all this mess. About Geno Smith and all that stuff you've been going through its own mind. And it said you're gonna cause so many problems. Yeah, you have caused problems. You clearly have caused your own problems. You express your own issues. And that's the problem. Geno Smith has 4 games this year when he throws multiple interceptions. That's tied for the most in the NFL. Oh, Geno Smith has 4 multi-interception games in 2025. That's tied for the most. When he throws, and Geno Smith has 3 interception games. So that's how bad is Geno Smith. Geno Smith has thrown more interceptions than any other quarterbacks since 2023. Since 2023, Geno Smith leads the NFL with the interceptions. It's been a struggle. I know the quarterback position has been problematic over the years. And now it's definitely clean house in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is still waiting to trade Max Crosby. And now they're just relying on a young quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. He's projected the number 1 pick of this NFL draft. And that was that. This is a situation they've been through it. You've already been through it in. But that was not the case. That was never the case. Throughout the years, you would have faced your significant challenge. And that would be that. Because it really felt like the Raiders deserved to lose Geno Smith over anyone else. This Raiders team has been disaster. 3-14. I told you Geno Smith is not the right fit for the Raiders. They're probably going to win fewer games now. And now drafting Fernando Mendoza is going to be significant. Raiders will not generate a lot of wins, but they'll be better. They'll be better. They'll probably win roughly 5 games. Just to get better. This is a consistency. The quarterback position is about consistency and trustworthy. And Geno Smith, I don't trust Geno Smith, and that's why they released him. And that's the situation you really want. I want anyone who could perform. And I don't understand. Do you think Geno Smith will still play football? Yeah, he's still gonna play. I'm confident. He's still gonna play football. If that's going to be the case. So This is a situation you now Clint Kubiak. So look at the Raiders' potential QB depth chart after releasing of Geno Smith. So it has to go like this. So it's going to be Fernando Mendoza, number 1, Kenny Pickett, number 2, and Aiden O'Connell, number 3. So is there going to be quarterback competition? Yes, there is. There's definitely going to be quarterback competition, but I think Mendoza is the favorite to be the Week 1 starter. So there's going to be some competition as far as a second and third string quarterbacks. There's not going to be a competition for a starter. The competition is going to be the backups. Who takes better care of football? So the Raiders, they're going to compete for the number 2 quarterback depth chart in the preseason. Who gets heavier reps? That's going to be the key by going forward. If the potential Week 1 starter going down, then the other one they could be up for grabs. But the Raiders are probably going to start Fernando Mendoza Week 1. That's no question about it. But my biggest question, the competition for the number 2 quarterback depth chart to start the regular season. So they can bring up to 5-6 quarterbacks on this roster who can compete for the number 2 quarterback depth chart and number 3. So the depth chart has been looming, not just for the Raiders, for the rest of the NFL teams, like 31 other NFL teams who can compete for the backup quarterback job. You don't have to start any of these games until someone goes down with the injury. That's the best case scenario. So the Raiders have released Geno Smith, and that proved it. And I think that was the right move to release Geno Smith. So the Raiders fans should be happy. They can do all that here in this one here. All right, come next. Kevin Durant, the Rockets will take on the shorthanded Warriors. And who won the contest last night, we'll find out. And also, we're going to wrap things up. What's coming up in our Monday's episode on JDB's Morning Cap, we'll explain a little bit later. So sit tight. When we come back, we'll talk Rockets and Warriors. All right, welcome back to JDB's Morning Cap. Last night, Rockets squared off the Warriors in Houston, H-Town. All right, so how these two teams fare well. Off the Rockets gets parked by the Warriors in overtime, which means the Rockets came up short in overtime yesterday. They end up losing to the Warriors 115-113. They lose to the short-handed Warriors. Here, Kevin Durant for the Rockets. He led the way with 23 points. Thompson had 18. Şengün with 17. But it's about the Warriors. Brandon Baczynski had 26 points, led the way. DeAnthony Melton had 23. Gui Santos with 14 points. 6 assists and 6 rebounds. As the Warriors with an upset victory on the road in Houston. So I got to ask the question, is this a great win for the Warriors or a really bad loss for the Rockets? This is a great win for the Warriors last night. Especially you don't have Stephen Curry. He's still out with the injury. But I'm impressed with Brandon Baczynski. He had 26 points, 9 boards. He made 4 3-pointers. He made a huge one in overtime as well. So, also, DeAnthony Melton came up clutch as well. And then Al Horford, championship player. Al Horford had 17 points. And the Warriors were searching for consistency against Houston, and we've seen that last night out here. And despite they have to battle through it, they made some big plays on both ends of the floor. The Rockets have forced 17 turnovers, despite they surrendered 19 of them. So I'm saying how the Warriors beat the Rockets last night. They forced 17 turnovers. They shot 37% the Warriors shot 37% from long range. And they had 18 offensive rebounds. That's how they won the game last night. The Warriors have benefited 18 offensive rebounds. That's how they won the game last night. That's how the Warriors beat the Rockets last night. They crashed the boards, even though they lost the rebounding battle by 2, but they create offensive rebounds. They blocked 5 shots, and they also had 10 steals. So that was a good sign as well. Well, the Warriors were up as many as 11, but you got to give the Warriors a bunch of credit the way they battled themselves. After the Rockets came back and ended up coming up short. So Warriors improved to 32-30. They're still an 8th seed in the Western Conference. They're still in the play-in tournament. So it won't be the worst case scenario for Golden State to wait things out. And the Warriors shot 48% from the field, by the way. So they would have kept its fingers crossed on this. So it's going to matter. It's going to matter the most here. So it's probably not the worst thing in the world is to get everything intact of it. So it should be a golden difference. You'll make that. You make it plain and simple. So the Rockets, this is a disappointing loss last night. How the Rockets lost to the Warriors yesterday. The Rockets committed 17 turnovers. Kevin Durant missed a crucial game-tying free throw. Let me see this. Kevin Durant misses a crucial game-tying free throw with 29 seconds left to play. After Kevin Durant made the first 2 free throws to make this a 1-point game, Kevin Durant missed a game-tying free throw with 29 seconds left. That led to DeAnthony Melton's tip layup. So Kevin Durant missed 2 crucial free throws. That's how and then also, yes, they committed 17 turnovers. And not get Kevin Durant a ball a lot. The Rockets are having a tough time passing to Kevin Durant. That's why they lost last night. Kevin Durant has not been aggressive. And that's been looming all season long. Kevin Durant has not been aggressive in the fourth quarter that he used to in years past. He was with the Thunder or the Warriors or several other teams. They need to rely more on Kevin Durant in clutch time. And we have not seen that all year long. That's why they need to be better at it. Just get Kevin Durant involved in the fourth quarter. That's the best thing they have to do. Just get Kevin Durant involved. This is the situation you do not want to miss. Apparently, Alfred Sengun commit 5 turnovers. Actually, Sengun and Jabari Smith have combined committing 10 turnovers, 5 in each player. In fact, Sengun, Durant, and Smith Jr. have combined 13 turnovers, committing it. 13 of the 17 turnovers have been credited to either Sengun, Durant, or Jabari Smith Jr. That's how the Rockets lost to the Warriors in overtime last night. The Rockets got parked. They got clearly parked by the Warriors. The Rockets getting out-parked by the Warriors. Because the Warriors were more physical team than the Rockets. That's why the Rockets got out-parked by the Warriors. Warriors were more physical. They get more stops, they make big shots. That's how the Rockets got out-parked by the Warriors. You got to stop doing that. If you don't stop doing that, you could be a first-round exit at the very least. It's getting worse. It's getting absolutely worse. They got to play better. And make matters worse, the Rockets have dropped the number 5 seed. With that loss, they dropped the number 5 seed in the West. And the Minnesota won last night to Toronto, over Toronto, I should say. Minnesota jumps ahead to number 3 spot of the Western Conference. And that's going to loom large down the stretch if the Rockets keeps dipping into the standings. Hell, they can fall their asses out in a damn play-in tournament. And you hate to do this. You got to understand these situations. You have to understand these situations. If that's going to be the case. It's absolutely painful, clearly painful for the Rockets. Rockets play the Blazers tonight at home, second night of the back-to-back. So we'll keep their fingers crossed as well. So Rockets lose to the Warriors 115-113 in overtime. Kevin Durant missing crucial free throws down the stretch. So, and some poor turnovers. So that's really unfortunate here. All right, let's wrap things up. So what's coming up on JDB's Morning Cap? Coming up on Monday, we'll talk NFL free agency. There could be some crazy free agent signings coming up on Monday and beyond. So we will continue to develop. Also, we'll recap between the Cavaliers and the Celtics, Lakers and Knicks, Spurs Rockets. The game will be in San Antonio on Sunday. So, you know how much we're looking forward to that. So, it's also coming up on this episode. We'll talk March Madness as well. Bracket selection show is close to 1 week away, but keep this in mind. Some of these conference tournaments tickets will be punched. Tickets may be punched this weekend. So we're going to keep it in mind. Who will make the NCAA tournament in less than 2 weeks' time. All right, that's it. That's going to do it. This is JDB's Morning Cap. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Monday.